Thank you for stopping by the vlog. So today we're taking a look at interval training. I do all my training with a group. I rarely do solo efforts. I find that with a group, a strong group of guys, you can really push yourself. And I can't ask for a better group of guys to ride with day in, day out. Just a good all-around group. And on this ride, this is my Thursday ride. This is what I do every Thursday. There's five climbs in this ride, and they're all short intervals, 2-3 minutes long. Just high power, high effort, and then you get about 90 seconds to 2 minutes of rest between the 5 climbs. Most Thursdays, they are frequented by Eric Marcotte. If you don't know who he is, type him into Google. He's won a couple national championships here in the United States. Pretty serious dude, very fit, nice guy. He comes out and he plays around with us and really makes it hurt. So this is climb number 1. This is skipped by some of the people in the group. You saw it was a big group. It really gets whittled down. I think there ends up being on this ride, or in the group that I stay with, probably 5 or 6 of us, and even less at the finish. So these rides always get strung out. There's all kinds of levels. I encourage you to find the ride that's hard. Go do it. Push yourself harder. Get farther every week. It doesn't matter if you get dropped. It doesn't matter if you have to skip a climb. Just go do it. Keep pushing yourself over that cliff, and eventually you'll get. We'll just get farther and farther, and eventually you'll get that fitness, and you'll watch the pounds melt away. You'll watch the muscle come on. Start feeling better, and all of a sudden you want to eat better, and it just it compounds into a better lifestyle. So keep pushing yourself. Don't get discouraged by getting dropped. I do well to hang on here. I'm stoked that I can hang on to these kind of guys, these caliber riders. It's just, I'm stoked. So here we are, middle of the top of the climb here, about 3%. This first one is short and punchy, and I finish in a pretty good position here. The thing about these climbs are you don't want to lose the wheel right at the top, because when you hang the U-turn, the guys will still punch it on the downhill, and if you get gapped on downhill, it is a pain to get back on. So climb number 1 in the books. Let's head over to climb number 2. Here is the second climb of the day. This is Via Linda. All the locals know it. It's a great little training climb up and back. You can do repeats on it. It's pretty secluded out here. What a great morning. Look at the sunrise over the mountains there. Not even our eyes yet. It's probably 65 degrees right now. Just crazy gorgeous this time of year in Arizona. If you can make it out this way for early spring, do it. It's awesome. Bring your bike. Come ride with us. Okay, that being said, down to business here. This is about a 4-minute climb, and everybody kind of saves their munitions for this climb. The first one is kind of just a feeler outer, and this one is okay, you save it, and then you're going to use it here middle to the top. That's kind of the mindset of everybody. And my strategy for stuff like this, if you got a 4-minute hard effort, my thought is I like to stay pretty high cadence. Higher the cadence, just going to keep the lactate flowing through your legs, recycling that stuff and keeping your legs from bombing on you. I've said it in earlier videos, but I haven't talked about it recently. 9 times out of 10 when I see somebody get dropped, I notice that their legs are just moving really slow prior to that, and it just kind of builds and builds and builds, and then bang, it hits you. So stay spinning. Obviously when you're seated, when you're standing, it's a whole new ball game. I'm standing up right here, taking my pull, and 86, 84 RPM, totally different. I'm kind of rotating between, if I'm sitting, I want to be spinning high. If I'm standing, I'm in the drops and I'm low cadence. So I'm kind of trying to work both systems. I'm trying to work the cardiovascular system, and then I want to work the muscles. I want to create some lactate, and I want to let my heart slow down maybe a little bit and kind of bounce back and forth between the two. So I get done out of saddle and with my pull, and I sit back down. That's kind of my strategy, and I like to rotate. I find that, and you try this too if you're new and just trying to do a little better on the next climb you're on. Getting out of saddle isn't for everybody. I'll be real honest here and upfront with you. If you're carrying around some extra pounds in your upper body, whether that's muscle or fat, getting out of saddle is actually it's worse. It is worse. You have to get to a point of body fat, or if you're just a really built dude, standing up is probably not a good idea while climbing. Stay seated. Don't support that extra weight. Just use your leg muscle and kind of relax the upper body. That's probably the better strategy. But if you're a little guy and you're light to begin with, stand up, rotate the muscle systems, rotate from the quads, the glutes, and rotate that on off as far as cardio versus legs. That's kind of a little piece of advice there. Maybe that helps you. Give it a shot your next ride. So when I go on solo rides, I like to do solo rides and solo climbs where I'll try to stand the entire climb to kind of build that system as well. So you almost create like two different systems, but you have two different little tanks you can kind of pull from. And it's always nice. So nearing the end here of Via Linda, do you see here? It's getting hard. People getting popped. And I managed to hold on. Stoked that I held on this climb here with the amount of talent and strength on this ride today. So we're going to hang a U-turn and we're going to head to climb number 3. Here's the third climb, guys. This is the shortest of the 5, and I'm just trying to catch my breath here. Been on the ropes since I took that pull up climb 2, and my goal here is just to not get dropped. I know if I can get one more downhill in me, I can kind of catch my breath. So you see Eric here bridging up to a couple guys that got ahead of that car, and he punches it around them. And I just decided, what, I just need to sit in. I need to kind of float around. I can't go with Eric, so I sit in here, grab a wheel, and just barely hang on to the top here. This was a pretty hard one. The next hill is the hardest for me. Yeah, man, I can remember it like it was just, get that taste in your mouth. Just pain, lots and lots of pain. This is pretty painful here, but it's short, so I'm just trying to get over it and then not get dropped on the downhill. All right, let's roll to number 4. Alright, here is climb number 4. This is the second longest of the 5 climbs, and I'm coming into it, obviously, I just took a pull, I pulled through the flats. Again, I'm just trying to challenge myself and see what I can do here, and I can tell you that I am super tired. This is absolutely the closest I was to getting dropped. So see that, like, I come back on, I get pulse here, and then another big one happens, and I have to just stand up, and right there I was so close. Like, look, I'm yo-yoing. I'm just barely holding onto this guy's wheel. If I lose it, it's over, you know. And then a little break in the action here, and that saves me. That saves my life. I just got a mushroom, and I got an extra life. They came around that corner, and I knew it was going to happen, so I knew I was going to take that pull, and then it's just hard up the hill. But I'm holding on, and now I kind of feel pretty good. Like the group kind of settled, and in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I can make it. I can make it. But there was a while there, if you back up, where it was just like touch and go, touch and go. So that's, you know, push hard, guys. When you feel that little, like, oh my God, I'm not going to make it, I'm going to get dropped, just push a little harder. The group will slow down. They're only human. You're a human. They're a human. They have 2 legs. You hopefully have 2 legs. You know, just, they get dressed one pant leg at a time. So here we go. It peaks up here 6%, and we got a U-turn. On to the last climb, number 5, and it's a sprint. It's always a sprint to the finish, and it's usually a test of who sat in the best. On to number 5. So here we go. There's a setup coming into the last climb. As you see, guys dropping back to get better position. And I think it stays pretty cordial here, but not really an attack, but just, dude, just hard. Like we come out of this, we make this right, and it's just, I mean, I'm on Eric's wheel here, and I am, basically I say to myself, hold on to Eric's wheel as long as you can. I've never been able to hang with him to the end of this climb. He always goes kind of all, I don't want to say all in, but he definitely pushes it here, and I've never been able to hang to the end. You know, if I sat in more, maybe, but dude, he just doesn't ever stop. Like 700 watts, you know, on a 2% grade, and I'm just burning out here, burning out. Johnny comes around and goes after him. So that's it, guys. That's the Thursday ride. Those are the intervals I do. We do take one more little effort in a sprint on a downhill coming back into town. Otherwise, that's it. That's my Thursday morning. It takes about an hour and a half for that to happen, to about an hour. I end up riding for probably 2.5 hours to get to the ride and to get home. And that's my Thursday morning. I get home and I eat a bunch of food, go to work. I work for 8 hours on my feet, and then do it again. So thanks for watching, guys. If this video was of any help, let me know. Leave it a like if you like this kind of content. And as always, if you're watching and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It means a lot. Click on my portrait. It'll be the little circle. That's it, guys. Thank you, and we'll talk to you next time.